It's Antagonist Kim, and we're back with Disco Elysium. So, we do not have Kim right now because he is taking the body that we autopsied into the city, to the precinct. We talked to Kuno, and we kind of talked a little more to the madam. We also solved her potential drug trafficking problem that she was suspecting of the lorry drivers. One of them was, in fact, smuggling certain contraband, if we say it that way, in and out of the city and all around ports. So we solved that for her. She gave us more information. I'm going to check to see kind of where we're at, though. If I remember right, we have to wait one more day for this. It is not Wednesday, so we'll do these two things on Wednesday. We have to still find 30 coins for Gart by the end of the by the end of the day. And the smoker on the balcony, at 2100 hours today, we would go and speak with him. Additionally, it looks like I might be caught up right this. So, I have a sneaking suspicion that the apartment door Everard Claire wants us to leave open is in fact the smoker on the balcony's door. I don't want to initiate that with Mignana, because I have to talk to the Mignana guy, and he's the one that's sitting on the stairwell, where everyone's kind of picketing in front of the facility. So, whether we do that or not, I don't know. Everything else is kind of like, as we find it, we find it. So the sing karaoke, you still got to find a sad song to use. The passage that leads from the kitchen, we don't really have a way into that. We're still kind of looking as to who might have initially called the police of the dead body in the first place. We did ask about the tattoos with Madame Messier, and she wasn't entirely certain what it was, so we have to still kind of ask around about that. Same thing with this. We talked to Kuno to see if they knew about who could have put the stuff in the trash. That didn't get us anywhere. So we need to figure out who else had unauthorized access to the trash. We gotta find this person. This could take a bit. And obviously track down the badge, but hey, supposedly Everard Claire has someone looking for our gun as well, so it's kind of a big mess. And I really don't want to talk to him again, but I don't remember seeing an option about the armor, so I'm not sure how we get that out of him to initiate this. So also kind of a bombshell, because I'll just put this all out here in the beginning. From the madam, we heard that supposedly the guy, now mind you, this is all conjecture, kind of rumors. The madam heard from these kids that the guy that's hung in the tree assaulted, SA'd a woman, and that's why the Hardy Boys and lawyer Lizzie took to their own vigilantiness and hung him for it. So I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but in order to talk to the kids that the madam spoke to, we need to have this waterway open, because she said they were across the canal, which unfortunately is inaccessible right now. Same thing with this. The lady in the wheelchair inside of the whirling rag, she's looking for her husband, Morel. And he is also across the waterlock as well. You need to interrogate the men in the union booth. Yeah, so we need to confront the Hardy Boys about the possible drug trade as well as the vigilantiness, but I don't know which way we want to go about doing that, with the thought that I don't want to piss them off, because if it's true that they did actually do that for that reason, then, I mean, do we really want to turn them in? I don't know. It's all very difficult to think about that. So I think what I want to do, if I remember right, we can pass time on the bench and solve some of our own crimes, right? The old crimes in our book. So I'm going to see how that works.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Twiddle your thumbs, wait 15 minutes. Stare into the sky, 30 minutes. Think deep thoughts. Let's just get up real quick. So let's see how we can solve the crime book. They said we could do that as long as Kim is not there or there's no interruptions. So let's see if we can solve some.
Found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Gross.
Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
Okay, can we see if we can pull the toilet paper off?
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look the same. No, they don't. Let's just take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Nice. Okay, let's inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Okay, so this confirms we do have an implement, so if we need to sell the other pin in our inbox, we could. Run your fingers across the aluminum.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What is this?
To be honest, you have little to no idea. You're dumb and alone.
Damn it. Oh, I love how it's the damaged ledger is now speaking to us. Okay.
Somewhere, not here, the helpful Lieutenant Kitsuragi is making notes in his blue notebook. He tilts it ever so slightly. A glowing rectangle catches the light. He could advise you with this. The next moment, a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Nice. Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Nice. What is it?
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Okay, peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Okay, so how can I open it though?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Lonesome. This is always something you can retry. So what is that saying? Interfacing? Hold on. So we have points, right? Where is interfacing? Let's put some into that then. Ah, here we go. Yeah. Can we do it again? No, revert. Is that all the points we had? Got it. Accept the changes. Ooh, slightly better. Does that mean we're back at 0 again? I'd like to see how many points. It shows like when the level up's there, but it doesn't necessarily show... Interesting. Okay. I mean, let's try it. Let's go for it, please. Yes!
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly...
Okay, go on.
The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Heck yeah, dude. Nice. What is it?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Interesting. Pick up the ticket stubs?
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Interesting. Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Okay, I smell it.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Okay.
A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Okay, let's open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it'll make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Hold on to it. I want to read the card.
Your hands shake, holding on to it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Okay, keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Okay.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Uh-oh.
No. Hold on.
Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Shit. Fall sideways. Oh boy. Uh-oh. What? You guys, is this really gonna make me like a pseudo ending here?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there passed out?
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Okay, who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness he's grasping for it, still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
Okay.
Because it's always there.
Was that the X something? The Where is Voyager Road? So my name appears to be Harry. There was something about a bow collector too. Enough, just lie there motionless. Oh god. We're internalizing some crazy stuff here. Hold on. So was that X something? The
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, not that. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Okay, so the Voyager Road she walked down, where is that?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Interesting. Okay, so we're obviously internalizing an probably an ex-wife then. I mean, obviously the way that she wrote the note in the card is incredibly important to him, but obviously very hurtful. That's why you have reptilian and the limbic system like you just need to shut this shit down, but we're not going to. So, I mean, we've confirmed with Everard Claire we are Harry.
Your name is fuck all.
Oh, come on, buddy. Don't do that.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
Uh-oh. There was something about a bow collector, too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Enough, just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is it? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious.
Uh-oh.
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. You're back?
No drink.
Drink it.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Well, guys, it warms my heart to know that it was Kim that picked us up and not some goon or something.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. I start climbing out of the motor carriage. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of my past.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of your ledger.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
Okay, so I think the reason why Kim's so understanding is, I mean, you always kind of, obviously, I don't know anyone personally who's of the law, right? Or even, like, I imagine firefighters probably go through the same thing when, I believe a lot that your family probably suffers because you're always, like, out on the field or you're in danger, right? It lays a toll on these kinds of individuals, so I think that's why Kim is, internalizing it and sympathizing with us, right?
I found this next to you. I'll tag along for the rest of the day if you don't mind. My business is concluded anyway. Are you okay to go?
Just nod.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Okay. Wow. You have a new thing to internalize, the White Morning. -1 to authority, little guy gets further and further away. You see yourself from above, you're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from the distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object letting out its smell breath like a lily of the valley? The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling, and look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. It won't let us forget anything right now, so can I? We can't internalize anything. We'll have to wait for the next day, but I definitely want to do that white morning one. This one's the bow. Hell on Earth. So -1 to authority and hand-eye coordination. Okay. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector on the street number 42, slowly down the slope from Voyager Road and then east of the B206, across the river to where there was a closed factories or ruins. To study at the academy, electrical cables run overhead and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash. She's standing at the rear window holding onto the rail in a spring coat waving at you. Oh boy, it's gonna get crazy. It's under tools, huh? The ledger of failure and hatred. So that actually moved from our interact. Let's scoot this over then. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, we got Kim back, which is good. I don't think we can, like I said, do the other thing. I kind of wanted to internalize some more stuff, but I don't think I can do it with Kim here now, which is unfortunate, but you know, maybe not. Let's see.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Okay, we won't open the hidden drawer again, but instead, I'd like to have been able to put these together, but...
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files, commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter.
Okay, in 2 cases a week, good load, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I've completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. I burned out all right. A nice brisk pace, the way I like it.
I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Okay, we didn't really ask this. Kim, all my cases employ a naming convention similar to what we used on ours.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Got it.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Okay. Let's read the case file.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
The Next World mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne.
Oh, you know what? I bet you. So there's this large patch of wall that we've tried to assess it twice but have failed. I bet you this is it right here.
Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous, Two silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Okay, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Okay.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options.
So, I mean, art's art, right? And sometimes art hurts. But it also has a political message involved in it too, so I don't know. Remove the mural, it is wrong. Keep the mural, it is right. Okay, the mural reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us." Wreak havoc on the middle class. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's kind of insinuating that after death is where it's possible, but if you're in the here and now, you're not really in. Maybe? So our conclusion, I mean, frick. Remove the mural, it is wrong. Keep the mural, it is right. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all in Lakeside, and plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote, although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between the two options. Yeah, let's just remove it.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
Interesting. Okay. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's just human nature. I like it, but can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? God. I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. I mean, one could say we are definitely upset because we have an X, but I'm going to say, I mean, people always make it a class issue, but in the end, it really is just people being people, which some people are absolute garbage, whether poor or not, or rich or not, or they're fairly decent people who just, you know, aren't okay. They're not financially there or emotionally ready for certain things, right? Let's try 2.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
I mean, honestly, we have to wait for 2,100 hours. I know he probably hates me doing this, but let's try it.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable.
Okay, Leslie and Burke. The public indecency drunk. The property damage drunk. So... it's still saying it's in... I mean, it's not saying Revachol, but Jamrock, which isn't far from here. We do have this one drunk guy kind of sitting over here. I feel like each of these cases kind of involves this area. So maybe this guy's our guy? Hold on.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. And you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
Right.
The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
The expression is what our face is stuck in. Nice. I mean, couldn't we just find a way to keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Oh, Leslie's the guy that's indecently showing himself, right? Yeah.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Interesting that this comes up because earlier it mentioned our clipboard, our ledger being hard enough to hit somebody with.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke.
Oh no.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
So I guess in theory, crazy as it sounds, he can't destroy property anymore, right?
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
Interesting.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like being able to solve these. I want to kind of get a couple of these out of the way. We'll do one more, and then I might see if I can sell these clothes or do something with them, because we got to come up with $30 to pay guard again. The square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, There seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
Okay, there's a butt.
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Interesting. So a sequence killer or a serial killer?
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day.
Like one day this will piece itself? Okay.
One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
A square gun. Interesting.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Okay. Alright, oh, thanks for the save there. Well, no. The drunk guy was the other thing, but I'm curious if that big old mural that was covered up was the one that was from our case. Because it said a Revushal East, so I have a feeling that that's, probably what it was. I want to see if this guy will buy stuff for me. Will you buy stuff for me, buddy?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Okay. Let's do this instead. Let's see if what's-his-name will buy our stuff. I don't remember if he was taking clothes or not. Let's talk to him again. Is there anything else in here of... Last time we missed one. This one's still lit up, so let's just walk over there real quick and finish it.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Okay.
Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Inspect the knight on horseback. We did actually buy one of these. He was a headless horseman, I think.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Point at the knight. Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
Okay, let's inspect the blue uniform.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Wait, this looks like Renee, the old guy who was playing, with Hank.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
And who are these royalist soldiers?
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Okay, inspect the figurines in the rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
And are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers.
Okay.
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to give people hope, even if we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Gart. Whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced as it stands. I cannot comment. I mean, one could say it would give them hope.
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay. Anything else? Let's talk to you again. Will you buy these clothes for me?
Hello again. How can I help you?
I have something else to sell. Might you be able to aid us in our investigation? By the way, do you happen to have... Okay. We could try. We don't have any points to put into this. What is this for? Electrochemistry? Sure.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the
Nice.
movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward, Lucky bastard. He's probably on Perolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Perhilodon? What is it?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? Step closer, sir. Could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Get straight to the point. So where does a man get whatever these days?
How would I know?
It's pretty obvious that you're under the influence. No judgment, just curious. I probably did loads of Feridin before I lost my memory. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop. Just wants to know what you're having. I don't mean to offend you. Drop the subject. I mean, it's pretty obvious you're under the influence. No judgment. Just curious. I probably did before I lost my memory. If we think this opens other possibilities, I'm kind of curious. It's pretty obvious that you're under the influence, sir. No judgment. Just curious. I probably did loads of it before I lost my memory. Chill out. I'm just a cop before so you wink at him. It's obvious.
Perolidon is just something since the People's Power disaster.
He coughs as if it marks his words.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for radiation sickness.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
Could you enlighten me? What's the People's Pile?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too.
Okay, tell me about the relief brigade you were part of.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
Okay.
There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
He looks at the spiraling light and stops. It must have been pretty tough, the radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
So how'd you end up with the pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forberg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
He shrugs. Hey, thanks for telling me, buddy.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Got it.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Do we think this is gonna help us, maybe? Are we gonna run into that kind of problem? Let's see what he says.
Have you tried it before?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved.
Got it.
Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
I think I tried it once, I like it. I haven't, but don't worry, I can take it. Let's do the middle one.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
He presents a large, cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand, very odd looking. Thanks, man, actually I changed my mind. hold on. He presents a large cap-shaped object in his palm. Do we really want to take it, though? We'll come back for it.
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
By the way, do we have any guns like the ones that you carried for the Martin's militia? I have something to sell.
Sure. Let me have a look.
Can I sell you my clothes?
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
This could be a big mistake. I have a fascinating photo. Show him the photo.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
He barely even looks at it. Do you know what these tattoos mean?
Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Okay. So it's good that we asked him, so we asked someone else about it. Whether offhandedly, though, I was kind of worried we were going to end up selling it. Let's hold off a
Another
moment.
time, perhaps.
What was this again?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Okay, let your gaze run over the street lamp.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Where'd you get it?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
He pauses, studying the light. How much are you asking for it?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Are you out of their mind? There's just one like that on every corner. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining a light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds right. I imagine it wasn't easy sawing off the street lamp. I mean, in real life, the city probably paid a lot more for it just to have it installed.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
Can't believe, what would we buy this for? Okay, let's go. So that was kind of good. We got that out of there. Alright. So we have these clothes. Now over here was the other place I was telling you about. That debris down here is not going to be gone until Wednesday.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets.
Interesting.
It's an acquired taste.
Sure.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Huh. So we just like reconstructed this in our head. Look at this, the math and everything. Holy cow, I didn't think our dude could do this. Oh, so the billboard was right here. Interesting. So then did the car make it across? Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Okay, let's look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Interesting. Look at the sloping metal.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
And then the broken post.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Look at the sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The salmon and butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Okay, look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Okay, what do we think the model of this phantom vehicle was?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22.
Why the Capri?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
Go on, and then the Linea?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Okay.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Let's talk to Kim real quick.
Any theories about what happened here?
Looks like someone's in a real hurry, reckless traffic hooliganism, some top shelf shenanigans. I want to see the driver and shake his hand. Definitely in a hurry.
What kind of car do you think it was?
Okay, so they're saying the tire marks could have matched it and it was a very common car, versus the other one, which our inner brain thought that the Linea would more than likely survive the landing. What do we want to say here? We wouldn't know for sure until we saw the tires, but I'd like to think it'd probably be less common so we could find it.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have some ideas of who it might have been. Yeah, I have no idea who could it have been. Let's prep him with this.
Oh.
It had to be someone really cool and courageous. It was someone dangerous. Perhaps this is somehow connected to our murder. Actually, never mind. I need more evidence for it to come up with a list of suspects. I mean, honestly, it's pretty possible it could have been in conjunction with it, but probably not. Let's get more evidence first.
We are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
We should bring this driver to justice. Yeah, let's do the...
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
Okay, I know we're adding more stuff to our list, but... we'll go with it. Alright, we've already tried that thing. I was not expecting to find that there, though, which was interesting. We're at almost an hour. Let's see if there's anything else we can off the hand spot. The only other thing I thought about was pretty close to the 2100 hour mark too. Oh, sorry Kim, hold on. Let's go into here real quick. Just seeing if there's anything else I maybe missed. So what was in here again?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles lined the shop wall, inviting you closer. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Not good for someone like me.
Guess not, no.
She looks at the wall behind her, then adjusts her hat.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Please tell me more about these products. Do you sell any under-the-counter vices? Oh, God. We'll leave. What was this one again?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Okay, let's leave. I was trying to see if there's anything new that we hadn't yet touched on, I guess. I almost want to say, guys, I almost want to... Let's maybe try Kuno. If he's not a total psycho. We have Kim with us, so hopefully it, maybe means a little more something, but we're supposed to be asking him... Oh, hello. How do we get up there? There's a lady up there. It's a doorway we can't reach. Oh no, where's the rest of the armor? The kid throwing the rocks and see what he knows. God, let's talk to this kid again. I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Can I ask you about your shack again?
The fuck do you want with it?
What's with the pig head?
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Were you trying to send a message of some sort? Demo type, like some kind of musician? Cool pig head, I liked it. I got one too. This one points to your head. It's shit.
What?
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
We even confused the kids. That's fucking funny.
Well played. No one saw that coming.
Hey, I saw the powder residue. You know anything about that?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
What's with the tube of... We've already asked him that. So then how do we get on with the armor, though? What was that tube of magnesolium again?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
He just looks at you like you pointed at the sun and asks what it is.
You could use some.
It's magnesium, right?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
Yeah, I know about it.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Looks like you with eyes bulging.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Okay.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
God, so low.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Hey, Kuno, you think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people. Listen, Kuno, I know this thing is new to you, but it's old news for us grown-ups. Kuno, you must have been seeing all kinds of shit throwing stones here. Want to help RCM out with the bust of murder?
Fuck no! What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He nods big boy style, incredibly proud of himself.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
I don't remember if we asked all of them here. I have more questions about the crime scene.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
The body, what do you know about it?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
What do we want to know?
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
Do you know how he got? Do you know anyone suspicious around here? What's the armor? Where's the rest of the armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man.
The armor's too big for any man. Okay.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
He performs a kickoff at the imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
So you threw it in the ocean then?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
What a fucking philosophizer, huh?
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
The jolly troubadour shit at the gate? Hold on. Mustached union guy? By the gate. Okay, what do you mean?
Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Hold on.
So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Nice.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Oh, God.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Okay, do you know who he was? Do you know how he got up there? Have you seen anyone suspicious around? Do you know who he was?
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
I meant who he was before he died.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone.
The popo phone? Do you know how he got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see anything?
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Okay, so where did you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking...
He looks around trying to come up with something.
Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
What's Night City, bud?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Okay, besides the mustache guy, anyone else?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Looks like you're a faggoty now. Whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Alright.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Alright.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Nice. We knocked it off the list. This is great. Look at that. Go to the harbor gates to the Jolly Mesk about the... Ask the Jolly Mesk about the armor? Interesting. Want to do that? I kind of want to do that. He's by the gate. All right, come on, y'all. Let's haul ass. We might be able to finish this. So don't feel like I was just internalizing random shit all the time, right? By the gate with a mustache? Oh no, does he mean this guy? Have you changed?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines? Oh, we don't want to directly ask him that. This guy was one of the suspected people. Hold on. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos. Oh, that was the other thing we shouldn't do. Okay, hold on. So, by the gate? The mustache guy by the gate? Me Manana? Let's go up there.
You escape now?
The man... Hold on. The man with jolly eyes winks at you. Yeah, I'm a scab, poor and downtrodden. Right to work. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles when he realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
So then is this the... Hold on, is this the mustache guy we're supposed to be talking to here? Oh yeah, Kuno said you know about the armor. I don't know if I want to accept the door thing yet, because I think our guy is the same guy. Hey, you're the man with the boots at the gate. Kuno said you know about the armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me, pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Kuno used this to what? Scare you? The probe into the armor, would you learn? So yeah, he just used us, I guess?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask, so the probe into the armor, what'd you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What was the technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs then, but I already had the boots sent away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
Hold up, 4 pieces? A helmet, the cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings? I'm going to find 1 piece of them. 1 is enough. Yeah, what about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I'm going to find 1 of those pieces. 1's enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Interesting. So we can maybe go back and confront Kuno about that. I'm a bit short on money. Can you give me some? I don't know if I want to ask him about this yet. Any idea who maybe killed the dude?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The Merc was hanged in a very specific cargo belt, often used with heavy transport areas like harbors. The harbor is a prime area of suspicion, and in your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
How?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Okay, we understand that, so did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Alright, let's hold it here for now. Guys, I'm gonna end it. As always, we solved a few of our regular murders in our ledger. We passed out from depression. Just the usual for our drunk hobo detective. Well, recovering hobo detective. Alright, we're trying to clean up old Harry Dubois here, get him back on track, and we're gonna figure out what's next in the next episode. So guys, as always, I appreciate you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.